Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hey 351, what's up 351? Good to see you. Hey Rob, see you got your coffee there. Excellent. Glad you stopped by. I just wanted to do a live stream about some computer tips and help people out if I could. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad some of my guys are here. So how you guys doing tonight? Okay. One thing about Gmail that I wanted to talk about is that if you're buried in like a lot of emails, you have like thousands of emails, and you want to get rid of them, a lot of them at a time, there is a command that you can put in the search bar. If you type IN two dots inbox space IS two dots on red / category two dots promotions, they let you delete like hundreds of emails like at once. Because I know basically you can only delete like 50 at a time. But I had this command here from Google, and you can do it a lot faster. My wife probably needs it more than anyone. She got like hundreds of emails that she doesn't delete. I try to stay on top of it. I don't always do a great job, but I generally delete all the emails that aren't important. So I do a much better job. There's also a program called Pushbullet, and you can use it to send files, links, and text between devices. So you download this program, right? Pushbullet, and you could send stuff between your computer and your phone, or from your phone to your computer, and it's supposed to be pretty neat. It brings all your devices together, it lets you easily send messages and reminders from your computer to your smartphone, and it shares links. Hey, Aaron, zeros and ones. How's it going, bud? Great to see you. Yep, that's it there. I remember that from when I had went back years ago when I went to computer school with zeros and ones. When I did my A plus certification, CompTIA, they always remind you of that. Uh, Great to have you here. Please hit the bell. Thumbs up. I'd appreciate you. You can use the one tab extension also. It's the best Chrome and Firefox extension you can download. The extension places a small button on your toolbar that, when you press, converts all your open tabs into a list that you could easily open and access later. Or you can export your tabs in a list of URLs to share with others. And that's called One Tab. And it will work on Firefox and Chrome. Yep, that's binary. My teacher, I had a really great teacher when I went to computer school. He had like 25 certifications. I mean, he was really into teaching. He was really, really good. Excellent teacher. And it's funny because years later, I got a job with Microsoft. I was doing Microsoft's repair work in South Central Pennsylvania, and he was one of my customers. This is like a couple years later, and I diagnosed some of his computers, and one of the computers that wasn't working right, and it actually found out that it needed a RAM module. A RAM stick was bad, so I ordered it for him. Came back, put it in. Computer worked good. After the LastPass disaster, you choose next, Bitwarner or iPassword. Well, I don't use any of those, but personally, people are always asking me about VPNs, and I heard that there's some good ones. I don't use them. You can use incognito mode, but that's also a little bit limited to protect you. I don't use those programs. I don't know anything about it. And another quick Chrome tip, you could disable videos in Chrome. Another quick tip is you can now turn off autoplay videos in Chrome address bar, and you paste this inside the address bar, Chrome, the two dots, two forward slashes, flags, forward slash, and then you press Control F or Command F if you're on a Mac. Type autoplay. Click the drop down menu, set it to document user activation required. God, I don't have any knowledge of LastPass, but I know Bitwarner, I've heard of that, and I've heard of iPassword too. I don't worry about those things, like if your computer's going to get hacked or anything like that. I save all my data, and I can always just restore everything and put my information back on. I always stress to people one of the most important things about being on a computer and having a computer and using one every day is you should learn how to do backups. And I've been telling people that for over 20 something years. Make sure you get an external device. I mean, these are only $25, $30 now. External hard drives with USB, you can get them from 256 gigs all the way up to like 8 terabytes now. So there's no excuse. And then anything that's really important on your computer, you plug this into the USB and you save all your important information on it. You move it from your computer onto this, and if you have a bad computer crash, all your data will be saved. And you can even do that with, the little pen drives too. But if you have a lot of data, best thing to do is have an external hard drive and save all your Word documents, save all your pictures that you can't lose, you don't want to lose, important pictures, save all your videos. My younger brother had like 2 terabytes full of videos on one hard drive, and it was like crawling. The hard drive was so slow because he had so much stuff on it. I used to get on him about that. Like, you can't save everything to your computer. You got to keep everything offline. And that way, you won't lose it. But you couldn't tell him anything. He knew everything. So some people do that. They even save things in their recycle bin, and that drives me crazy. I always tell people, if it goes in your recycle bin as trash, make sure you delete it. Because in time, If you have so many things in your recycle bin, your computer's going to slow down. And that's a fact. And you should delete everything in your recycle bin. And I recommend deleting a lot of your downloads too. If you are somebody that downloads a lot, if you once it's download, if you don't need it, um, all the entries that are in your download folder. Some people have, I've seen, hundreds of them in there. And I would say, clean everything out. What you don't need, get rid of it. You shouldn't have a lot of downloads because, again, they're basically temporary files that are going to clog up your computer and they'll slow things down, just like temporary files will. And all temporary files, cookies, and even browsing history, like with your Google browser, it's a good idea to go in there every couple of weeks and clear your browsing history. It's real simple to do. You just go up to the top and you got your three buttons. Let me see. Basically, give me a second because this camera's acting crazy. Okay, so if you look right there, I don't know if you can see it. But anyhow, I'll explain it better. What you got to do is you got to go up to the top right and there's three dots. And then cloud password manager that got breached. Username and passwords were exposed. Oh, yeah, a lot of people that do hacking, they use some of these programs to get into the back door and stuff like that. It's pretty common. I remember working at the post office years ago, and hundreds of thousands of their computers were hacked into, and they had terrible security. You would think that they had great security because it was like a government agency, but some of those places they just lost a lot of stuff. So when you go into your clean out your history, make sure you go down to your what's it called, your history, and then your browser history, and clean out all those temporary files because they will clog up your computer. I have a video that tells you how to do it. Just look for the one that says clean your browser and your cache temp files. Can't stress enough of the importance. If you want your computer to run better and faster, you definitely have to clean out your cache now and then. UC Cleaner also, I use that. I use Registry Cleaner option, UC Cleaner too, and that is really good. That'll clean out your registry safely. And then also, we just fix the camera a little. And then also, I used free antivirus and scan with that. And also, I use Malwarebytes free version, which is a good program to get rid of malware, and it will detect all kinds of stuff on your computer. That's Malwarebytes free version. You can download that. And also Super Anti-Spyware, which is a really good program. And it's also a freeware. And whatever those other programs don't get, Malwarebytes or Super Anti-Spyware usually picks them up. So I've swore by those programs, and I've, over the years, when people ask me about antiviruses, we have done tests on Norton and McAfee and some of the free antiviruses. And there's some good free antiviruses out there and some free software malware removers. And, I can't name them all, but these are just the main ones and the ones that I've used for a long time. And some of the Norton and the McAfee missed some viruses, like back in the day when there was really a lot of viruses at one time messing up people's computers. And then I would run the Avast, and the Avast would find the virus. The free version of Avast, or even AVG free version, would find the virus. So you don't have to pay for antiviruses. I know a lot of computers, when you buy it, they do come with it, and it's a trial. I've always gotten my customers to go to a free one after the trial ends, and that not only saves them money, but it also gives them better protection. A lot of those paid ones come with a lot of extra software, and they could use your Windows resources and bog down your computers. I remember years ago, Norton, I think it was called Nuts and Bolts. It had like 10 different programs in one, and you would pay like $79 for this disk at one of these big box stores, and it would slow your computer down so much you almost would rather have had the virus than the program. Norton was a really tricky one at first. They didn't want you to remove their software, so they made it difficult. Then Norton Removal Tool came out, and it made it very easy to remove their software. So I always recommend the free ones. I use them myself. I swear by them. And I've been putting them on people's computers, from home users to small businesses to even, large construction companies. I've installed some of these free programs, and they work really good. So I always recommend going with them. And if anybody wants a list of the ones I recommend, you can always send me a message in YouTube, and I'll give you a couple of names, the ones that I generally use. Because I can't recommend all of them because I don't use all of them. I could just tell you the ones that I know work good and I've used for years and years without any problem. What is that Glorious? That's like a spyware remover. I would take it. And I'm not saying anything bad about them. I mean, there's a lot of different options. If you go to CNET, like downloads.com, and go to the freeware, you'll see like 20 or 30 different types of free software. I mean, I've used some of them, and some of them I haven't used, but a lot of them are very good. Just like people tell me that, Office 360 is very expensive, and there's other options too. You can use a free open source. Apache is one. There's a couple different ones out there that are similar to Microsoft, but aren't Microsoft, but do the same thing, spreadsheet and things like that. And also, Microsoft does run specials now and then. You can look at some of their specials. Sometimes you'll get the Office Suite for a good price. So you got to keep an eye too on the different specials that they offer. And another thing that I always stress is to keep your computer updated, make sure you have the latest Windows updates, all the critical updates, and because what happens is when Windows updates, if there's any known viruses, they'll make a patch for it and they'll send that. Um, they'll send that also. Okay, Libra. Yeah, I've heard of that one before too. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them that are really pretty good. I really like them. You'd be surprised. I made a video last week about Ninite, and Ninite is a great program, especially if you're just downloading, like you just reinstall Windows, let's say, and you want to put on like 7 or 8 programs instead of going one at a time. You can just go to 98tech.com and you could check the boxes of the programs you want, and you can download. It'll download like one right after another, so you can get like 10, 15 programs, one right after another, without all that waiting and filling out stuff. It's a very good program. I've been using that a long time. Ninite. My friend showed me that years ago, and I was like, I can't believe they had something like this, after spending so much time. Install this, don't install that, uncheck this box. Well, you can just get the Ninite software and get everything you want. Burner software, antivirus, spyware remover, all these different programs, like in like 10, 15 minutes, all on your computer, which is really quick and really good. Matter of fact, I used it the other day and I installed a couple of programs on my, actually, the computer that I'm on now. I got 3 or 4 of them in here. And this one I just use for like live streams and things. Oh, yeah, definitely. If you want to save money, use that Google Sheets. And there's a couple other ones that are good too. So there's a lot. There is options out there for everybody that wants to save money. You can use different programs and get the same results or similar results, and without spending. Most of them are actually free. The ones I'm talking about are free. So, but yeah, you just type in free spreadsheet, free Word, free Office, and you'll see a lot of different options. The Apache is pretty popular too. A lot of people have been using that. Open Office is another one that you can use. That's pretty common. That's been out for a long time. OpenOffice.org. That's open source software, and you can do all that stuff with it. Who do we got here? Rochelle. Okay. How are you doing, Miss Rochelle? I seen you today. We were in Pandy. I seen you there. Great. Welcome to the room. I'm glad you came to my live stream. I appreciate it. We're just talking about free programs right now that you can get on your computer, and you don't have to go out and spend money and buy them. Yep. We were there today. I try to make as many as I can. My boss life, she does it on Mondays. And then we got Sylvia on Friday, and then Pandy today. And they're all good, don't get me wrong, but I tell you that Geo, she gets things done. I like Mondays the best, only because it goes very, very smooth. But Candy's is good, and also Sylvia's is good. Yeah, that's my other friend. Check out each other's channels, support each other. That's Rochelle, and that's my friend 357 Cleveland, and Aaron is another friend, and also Too Tall Rob Live. He's a real cool guy. Make sure you get their channels. Everybody check each other out and support each other, support each other's channel. And please give me the thumbs up if you can. I appreciate it for Mike's Computer Tips. And if you know anybody that wants to come in or share out the live, that would be great too. I'm thinking, I make some of my videos on slow computers and things like that. But there's a lot of different things you can do to make Windows faster, and there's not one particular thing. It's more of several different things. And I always stress about maintenance, doing maintenance. So that's I'll be coming out with some more shorts on things you could do to make your computer faster within 5 minutes time. And anybody can do it. Just easy changes that you can make to the operating system to make it work better. Yeah, there goes Aaron and everybody. Check out Rochelle. I have an old just think of getting rid of it. Oh, you could always put it up on Craigslist, Somebody will want it. You got a desktop you don't want, you want to sell it, put it on the Craigslist. That's when under computers for sale. I've sold hundreds of them on there. It's a good place. Craigslist.com. And then you just put what area you live in. Or you could take pictures of it and write a description, put it on Facebook Marketplace. Well, you can format it. What you can do is get an external hard drive if you don't have one like this. Get an external hard drive. They're not very expensive, and plug it into your USB and just save all your information to it, and then delete it off the computer. And then when you got another computer or the computer you're on now, you just plug it into that computer and you just transfer the information over. Subscribe pillow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a funny story. I ordered that online a couple of years ago, and it took a while to come. But you can buy them online. That's where I got mine. And it's the one I got just came with, actually, I had to buy the pillowcase and I had to buy the filling. And then I had to put the stuff in it. It didn't come all together. And it was like $40, but it took like a couple of months to get it. But they're pretty popular now. They have a couple different kinds. I really like it. So that's why I keep it. Yeah, you can do a search for like YouTube pillows or something. Yeah, I was so glad when I got it. Yep. So yeah, just you can save all your information and just delete everything off the computer, and then you can get it ready to sell. Make sure all your information's off. Okay, cool. Yeah, You can sew, you can make your own. Probably do it for less money too. Just get the colors and, sew it. That'd be a good idea. Especially if you're a sewer, yeah? Sure. I had a grandmother, God rest her soul, she sewed everything. She was everything from clothes to curtains, you name it. She either fixed it or sewed it or she did everything. But yeah, that's an idea. Hey, maybe you could make a lot of them and you could sell them. You could market them on YouTube and make some money out of it. All right. I will. I'll check it out later. Yeah, you can make all kinds of pillows and stuff if you're good at that sewing. My wife does crochet a little bit different, but still similar. She probably could have made it. She makes like hats and things like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to cut this video a little short. If anybody has any questions or comments or you have any good computer tips that you can give, please leave it in the comments, leave it in the video for somebody else to gain some knowledge too. With that said, I'll see you guys all later and have a great night.